Today we're going to talk about the progression of obesity. Hippocrates was a famous physician that was sometimes referred to as the father of Western medicine. And he said that corpulence is not only a disease, but a harbinger of others as well. So in other words, obesity in itself is a disease that causes other diseases. So that's why it's important that we all learn as much as we can about it. Another fact that I learned from the National Institute of Health is that 1 in 3 Americans are affected by obesity. So that just comes to show why it's important for everyone to learn as much as possible about obesity, because most likely you know someone that is suffering from it. So today we're going to discuss the history of obesity and 3 factors that contribute to the epidemic of obesity. Obesity has been around since the beginning of time. They've discovered statues called Venus of Willendorf. It is a depiction of an obese woman that was created 27,000 years ago. So that just comes to show that obesity has always been around. Obesity has also evolved throughout cultures because, at one point in time, obesity was considered a sign of wealth. The more that you eat, it shows that you have the money to eat, whereas poor people can't afford to eat, so they were skinny. But nowadays, obesity is not considered a good thing. It's viewed negatively in today's society. This map depicts the evolution of obesity. The white and light blue colors are, the lower percentage rates of obesity, and the darker it gets, the higher the percentage rate for obesity is. And as you can see, the closer we get to the year 2006, there's a lot of red states in there, whereas, at the beginning in 1985, there's a lot of white states. So that shows that in America, obesity has increased dramatically in the past few decades. This is a global map showing the obesity problem globally. The darker colors here also indicate a higher percentage of obesity found in that country. And the lighter colors are, white is indicated as no data, but the yellowish colors are in the very low percentage rate of obesity. So why is obesity on the rise? Now we're going to talk about the few factors that can contribute to obesity. Lifestyles, food choices, and technology can all contribute to it. First, we're going to discuss lifestyles. Time orientation, affects how you live your life. In America, people are constantly on the go and things need to happen extremely fast because time is important to us. Whereas in most European nations, time is not as of much value. They think more in the long term than in the short term. So if you think long term, you're going to worry about your health in the long term, so you're more likely to not be obese. But if you think in the short term, you're wanting to get things in a hurry and you care about the here and now. Another aspect of lifestyle is transportation. When people are driving cars, you're not walking and you're driving everywhere, so it's just less exercise for everyone. China conducted a study that showed that you are twice as likely to be an obese person if you have a car than if you do not. Food choices is another aspect that affects your chances of being obese. Fast food contributes to obesity a lot. Fast food is high in carbohydrates, fats, sugars, and sodium, all of which are bad for you. They're high in calories, they have a lot of calories in them, and they lack any nutrients. You can't find any vitamins or nutrients in a hamburger or french fries. Another thing is portion size. Portion sizes have grown dramatically. Restaurant servings, they serve more than they used to. Snack sizes, they've grown bigger than what they used to be. Drinks have gone from, 12 ounces to 64 ounces. Plates have gotten bigger. This is a chart. This is the portion sizes in the 1950s. This is the portion sizes in 2003. You can see how much our portion sizes have grown on average. This shows just how much more we are eating. Next thing we're going to talk about, another example of how the portion sizes have grown is in the Last Supper. This is a painting that was created thousands of years ago, and the portion sizes have increased 66% since this drawing was created. Every time it's reproduced, the artist makes the portion sizes bigger, and it's grown 66%, and that's just another indicator of how much more food we eat. The last factor that can contribute to obesity is technology. The more technology we have, the more sedentary we become. We don't get up and exercise. We sit down and we don't exercise. The invention of the phones in 1986, instead of having to get in your carriage or whatever and drive or walk down the road to talk to someone, you can now call them on the phone. Television is another thing that keeps people sitting down rather than outside enjoying themselves. Cars keep us from walking and getting exercise. Video games also contribute to a sedentary lifestyle. The internet and the personal computer. Another aspect is organic versus processed. The more technology we have, the more processed the food becomes. Processed food, contains a lot of extra stuff that's not good for you. It has sodium, oils, and poison, hormones to, help the animals grow faster so that they can feed more people. All of these contribute to obesity. So in conclusion, with those kinds of stats, it's important for everyone to know about obesity. 300,000 people per year die in America from obesity-related causes. That is 25,000 people per month, 5,769 per week, 821 people per day, 34 per hour, which means that in the time it took me to give this speech, 4 people have died from obesity-related causes. That's why it is important for us all to remember that lifestyles, food choices, and technology can all lead to obesity if not utilized for the right purpose.